Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijan Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. So today we will cover Sri Isopanishad mantras number 15 to 18 and we'll finish Sri Isopanishad. Will be a shorter class. Next Saturday, July 12th and July 13th is Rath Yatra here in Toronto. So July 12th and July 13th we will not have classes. I will send Prabhupada lecture in the group you can listen to. And from July 20, Sundays, 9:30 a.m. Toronto time, 7 p.m. India time, 7:15 p.m. Nepal time. In this batch number 5, we'll start Srimad Bhagavatam. For the revision of Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Sri Isopanishad, I request all of you to please join batch 3 and 4 for the revision sessions. So I will bring up on screen the revision schedule for Nectar of Instruction. So it is targeted to start August 10th. You have it on screen. So this is at batch 3 and 4. The time is Sundays, Toronto time 7 a.m. India time is 4:30 p.m. and Nepal time is 4:45 p.m. So you all should pick up slots for presentations. So I will send you all a link, a Google link, where you can populate your names for your presentation. And then subsequent to Nectar of Instruction revision, in the same batch 3 and 4, we'll have Nectar of Devotion revision, and then Sri Isopanishad. They will follow one after the other. So you all should pick up some presentation slots for all these scriptures, one after the other, that we'll be revising. So right now at batch 3 and 4, we are revising Bhagavad Gita. And after Bhagavad Gita, we'll revise Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, and then Sri Isopanishad. Questions, comments, realizations? All right. So I will first answer inquiries submitted by devotees, and then we will get into finishing Sri Isopanishad. Question number 1. Oh, I have to fix this. All right. Question number 1. Am I a Kanishta Adhikari if I am in Mishra Bhakti or reading scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam? Means we have crossed the level of Kanishta Adhikari. So the criteria to determine Kanishta Adhikari is that Kanishta Adhikari chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra, worships Gopinath at temple and thinks Gopinath worship at temple is enough, and what I do outside of temple does not matter. Plus, the Kanishta Adhikari does not have appreciation for devotees, hence ends up fighting with devotees. So this is the criteria. Now, important point to understand that not to look down on Kanishta Adhikari, because out of so many people in the material world, very few chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Kanishta Adhikari level is not some insignificant level. It is pretty elevated level also. In comparison to Madhyama and Uttam Adhikari, yeah, Kanishta Adhikari is lower. But Kanishta Adhikari level is not to be looked down upon. Now further, these levels of Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttam Adhikari are not static levels. Someone may be at Madhyama Adhikari or Uttam Adhikari can still fall down to Kanishta Adhikari levels. And further, initiation is also not the criteria whether someone is Kanishta Adhikari or Madhyama Adhikari. Now recently I'll give you a practical live example that initiated husband and wife devotees had argument among themselves, and or you know that some devotee spouses, they end up getting divorced. So such devotees, even if they are initiated, they are now neophytes. They are less than Kanishta Adhikari because they are having fights. So Mishra Bhakti or reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam is not the criteria to determine the levels of devotees. Now, what I will suggest here is that instead of worrying about these levels, you simply focus on developing the various qualities Krishna has asked to develop in Bhagavad Gita chapter 12, verses 13 to 20, plus Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, verses 8 to 12. Plus focus on developing qualities of Madhyama Adhikari. The qualities of Madhyama Adhikari are that first, he knows Krishna as the object of my worship. Second, he makes friends with devotees. Third, he shows mercy on innocent, means become a preacher. And fourth, avoid atheist. And we discussed at the last class that Srila Prabhupada has stated that devotees should live according to Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.34 verse to avoid material turbulations. Normally, we are envious of others and therefore we have material turbulence. So 4.8.34 says that when we meet a senior devotee, we should rejoice rather than being envious. When we meet a similar like-minded devotee, we should make friends. And when we meet innocent or ignorant devotees or people, then we should show our mercy. This way, if we live a non-envious life, then there will be no material turbulations. So this 4.8.34 is very much similar to the qualities of Madhyama Adhikari. Does that answer the inquiry?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Question number 2. Can you please clarify why a Sambhuti is translated as demigod? Does it also refer to anything that is not God? What does this word mean as compared to Sambhuti? So in previous classes, it was mentioned that devas translated as demigods each have a God-given role in this universe and that we should respect that. So I'm confused. I'm not sure what the confusion is. So in Sri Upanishad, mantra number 12, Srila Prabhupada has translated Asambhuti as demigods, and Sambhuti refers to impersonal Brahman in mantra number 12, and Sambhuti refers to Supreme Lord in mantra number 13. So yeah, devas also mean demigods. So Srila Prabhupada is authority and expert in Sanskrit, hence we will accept what Srila Prabhupada has given us as the translation. And yes, demigods also have roles assigned for maintenance of this universe. So I'm not sure what exactly is the confusion for this devotee. The devotee can connect with me offline if the answer that I just described does not satisfy you. Question number 3. I understand the importance of striking a balance, but in an ever-changing world, how do we track balance and progress? So balance is not static. Rather, balance is like a compass, that as long as we are moving in the right direction towards spirituality, then we have some balance between material and spiritual duties. And we have discussed the example to understand this, that say you are riding a bicycle, you are holding the steering or the handle straight to ride your bicycle straight. And when you have to turn, so you have to tilt your handle, the bicycle handle, to make the turn. After you make the turn, if you don't tilt the bicycle handle back to its straight position, well, then you will keep turning and turning and turning and you will fall down. What this means is that, say at times you may have a lot of material world pressure, work or family or studies or whatever, well, then you have to tilt towards your material duties as long as you come back and catch up on your spiritual duties. So I've given my own example multiple times that I am an accountant, so I generally have a lot of work pressure, say during December year-end time and March year-end time. I have to work long hours during those times. And that is required. Otherwise, how will I keep my body and soul together? So yes, I spend more time during those busy times for my work duties. I even have to work little longer hours during those times because that is required. But once those busy times are over, I come back and I catch up on the spiritual duties, or at least I try to. Not always I'm successful, but at least I try to. So that's how you try to find a balance and progress. But understand that balance is not static. You have to tilt at times towards material duties more, and then at times you have to tilt towards spiritual duties more. Does that answer the inquiry?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for great analogies and patiently explaining. And blessed Ekadashi, everyone.
All right. Happy Ekadashi. Question numbers 4 and 5 are all inquiring that why is Rath Yatra celebrated at different dates across ISKCON? So I will park this question right now, and we will inquire with a senior devotee the reason for why Rath Yatra is celebrated on different dates. So right now, around Toronto area, Rath Yatra are happening one after the other at the various temples. Therefore, all these senior devotees are busy, so I did not feel it right to disturb the senior devotees with this inquiry at this time. So in future, we will inquire about this. Right now, I can only respond that in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Canto 4, chapters 8 or 9, one of the chapters, it says Desha Kala. that you have to follow spirituality according to time, place, and circumstances. So at times the weather may not permit in a particular country. Therefore, by celebrating Rath Yatra at different dates, it gives an opportunity for everyone to follow Rath Yatra, because Bhagavatam says, follow according to time, place, and circumstances. Plus, Srimad Bhagavatam also says that in all these material universes, every day there is Janmashtami at one place or the other. So Krishna has appeared in all the universes at different dates, and every day there is Janmashtami, either in one universe or the other. Those are the only things I can answer right now, and rest we will inquire with senior devotees if everyone is okay with that response. Does that help you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Question number 6. Can the worship of demigods ultimately lead one to realization of impersonal Brahman? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.25 that those who worship demigods will go to the abode of demigods, such as heaven. Heaven is still within material universes, and heaven is also a place of misery. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.32.8 states that those who worship the demigod Brahmaji as a devotee of Krishna, such worshippers of Brahmaji go to spiritual world together with Brahmaji upon full annihilation of the material universe, because Brahmaji is bound to attain spiritual world being a pure devotee. And the same verse, Srimad Bhagavatam 3.32.8 states that those who worship Brahmaji as independent of Supreme Lord, such worshippers of Brahmaji will not reach spiritual abode because they worship Brahmaji as independent. Even when Brahmaji will still attain the spiritual abode. So I have not read anywhere in scriptures that states that worship of demigods can lead to Brahman effulgence, but what I described is what the scriptures state. Does that help you?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
Question number 7. Is the avidya vidya discussion in mantras number 9, 10, and 11 similar to Bhagavad Gita 7.2, where Krishna says he will give knowledge, phenomenal and numinous? No. In Bhagavad Gita, the word is Gyan and Vigyan. Yeah, Gyan can be knowledge, but Vigyan is not avidya. So in 7.2 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Krishna will give Gyan Vigyan, which Srila Prabhupada has translated as phenomenal and numinous, means knowledge and realization. Means Krishna will give diagnosis and prescription. In Sri Isopanishad, mantras number 9, 10, and 11 explain the results of cultivating knowledge and ignorance. So these are completely different things. Does that help you?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
Last question for today. Question number 8. Being in this world, how can we know what is our minimum requirements to maintain the body and soul? For example, like in ancient times, they used to live in kutis closer to some river or in forest. In fact, we also do not need modern big houses, but living in this material world, simultaneously, is it possible to live in such small kutis, not making houses? Same goes for money and other material things. So the answer is similar to the balance response that I gave for question number 3. And the answer is Bhagavad Gita 3.14, where Krishna says, Yagya Karma Samudbhava. That as long as you have balance between spirituality and materiality, that you have enough time for spirituality, then even if you are endeavoring to become a CEO of a company, it is still balance. But if in the process of wanting to becoming a CEO, you end up having no time for spirituality, well, then that is not balance. In Nectar of Instruction, text number 2 clearly explains that we have to live a simple life and spend time on high thinking so as to minimize our entanglement in the material world. So yeah, we do not need big houses. Yeah, living in kutis in a forest may not be practical. Yes, we can live in material world, just live a simple life rather than wanting to have a big bungalow and multiple bungalows, or wanting a BMW and wanting multiple cars. No, live a simple life. And then you will not have all this entanglement in the material world. Does that help with the inquiry? I'm pretty sure all devotees would have a similar inquiry. All right. Striking points. You have 4 slides. Take a snapshot. This is slide number 1. Slide number 2. Slide number 3. And slide number 4. Any questions, comments, realizations before we wrap up Sri Iso today?
Yeah, I just wanted to share that when I was reading this purpose for Ishopanishad, Srila Prabhupada has very strongly spoken against Mayavad and which is very nice to read.
Yeah, you are correct. We discussed at the very start of Sri Iso that Prabhupada has hammered Mayavadis in Sri Iso. Very good. And Sumnima, yes. So the slide that I shared at the start for a Nectar of Instruction revision. So right now at batch 3 and 4, Bhagavad Gita revisions are going on. And after Bhagavad Gita revision from August 10th, Nectar of Instruction revision will happen. Then after Nectar of Instruction revision is complete, Nectar of Devotion revision will happen. And then after Nectar of Devotion, Sri Iso revision will happen at batch 3 and 4. So all of you should try to pick up your presentations for whatever you feel comfortable. The schedule is on the screen. And you try to present something or the other from all these scriptures. Sumnima?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, that's helpful.
Yeah, we keep forgetting. So when I ask the devotees in batch 3 and 4 whether they remember Bhagavad Gita, majority or probably all of them said, no, we don't remember Bhagavad Gita at all. And they were studying Bhagavatam. So what's the point of studying Bhagavatam if you don't remember Bhagavad Gita? So it is not just their fault. This is very common. We have imperfect senses. So in other batches also, we have revised Bhagavad Gita multiple times. So every so often, we try to revise Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures also, so that we don't forget Krishna's direct instructions. All right. So Sri Iso will cover mantras number 15 to 18. So the overview of Sri Iso is that invocation mantra number 1 to 3 says that live in harmony with Ishvara. Mantra number 4 to 8 says to live in harmony with Ishvara, we need to know the Ishvara, means we need to develop spiritual vision. So how to get the right vision is by cultivating the right vidya as well as the right worship or right practice. Mantra number 9, 10 and 11 state that we need to have a balance between vidya and avidya. And mantra number 12 to 14 talk about the worship of Sambhuti and Asambhuti, that different results are attained by the worship of Sambhuti and Asambhuti. Now, even after the vidya and even after the worship and the practice, there is still one more factor, which is the Lord's mercy. For spiritual advancement, yes, we do need knowledge that I am not this body, and we do need to practice devotional service. Then God has to bestow his mercy. In Damodar Leela, when Mother Yashoda tried to bind Krishna to the mortar, the rope was always 2 fingers short. Even when Mother Yashoda tried to keep increasing the length of the rope, but the rope was always 2 fingers short. These 2 fingers represent our endeavor, that yes, we do need to endeavor from our side. And the second is, even after our endeavor, Lord's mercy is still required. So mantra number 15 and 16 are prayers to Ishvara to reveal himself. So on your overview chart, you would have populated for mantra 15 and 16 as prayers for knowledge. And then mantra 17 and 18 is a more personal prayer, that now we have perceived the Supreme Person. And on your overview, you would have populated for mantra 17 and 18 prayers for practice. That I am facing so many obstacles because of my past conditioning, because of the way my mind and senses are dragging me here and there. Therefore, I need help. Therefore, the prayer is that, Lord, please take me through all these obstacles. And the last 2 mantras are intensely devotional mantras. Priyanka Pulchandani, mantras 15 and 16 translations.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Mantra 15. O my Lord, sustainer of all that lives, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. Mantra 16. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. Hare Krishna.
So mantras number 15 and 16 is a request to take me beyond the white light to the Supreme Bhagwan. Mantra number 15 says, we are asking for Lord's grace so that I can see his beautiful form. So mantra number 15 is also a very important mantra in Shishopanishad, that it is talking about the personal aspect of the absolute truth being the higher reality than the Brahman effulgence. Exactly what Abhishek Prabhu was pointing out about Prabhupada shattering Mayavad philosophy. And Mayavad philosophy thinks effulgence is highest. Therefore, mantra number 15 is very, very important. It's talking about the personal aspect. We want to see his beautiful form. Mantra number 15 shows that the personal feature of Godhead is more confidential than the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Therefore, The mantra says or is requesting to remove the Brahman effulgence covering. Remove that dazzling effulgence so that I can see his beautiful form. Anybody remembers what Bhagavad Gita verse it says Krishna is the source of the impersonal Brahman effulgence? But 6 and 7 devotees have not yet covered. Rest of you should know. What Bhagavad Gita verse Krishna says, I am the source of the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, the Brahman effulgence. Abhishek Prabhu,
Brahmano hi pratishtha.
what verse is it?
I think it's in 13th chapter. I'm sorry, I don't remember the number. But
Okay.
12.
Yeah, so it is 14.27. Let's see if the Sanskrit is what you are reciting. Yeah, you are correct, Abhishek Prabhu. Yeah, Krishna says in 14.27, Brahmohi pratisthaham, that I am the source of the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Means Krishna is higher than Brahman effulgence. So in Sri Isopanishad mantra number 15, the prayer is remove that Brahman effulgence glare. That's what the Sanskrit in mantra 15 says. Hiranmayena patrena. That unless the covering of the Brahman effulgence glare is removed, the factual realization of the absolute truth can never be achieved. And in mantra number 16, the meaning of the word Bhagwan is described. Bhagwan is one who is full in knowledge, potency, energy, opulence, strength, influence, etc., without any tinge of material inebriety. So Bhagwan word is also described in Bhagavad Gita 2.2. Here also is described that Bha means maintainer. So he fully maintains his devotees, the Lord. And Ga means the leader. And Van means every being lives in him and he lives in every being. Just another way of describing Bhagwan. So what Bhagavad Gita 2.2 describes is Bhaga means opulences and Van means possessor of opulences. So Lord Shri Krishna is Bhagwan. He is the possessor of all 6 opulences in full. That is mantra number 15, 16. Questions, comments, realizations? All right, mantra 17 and 18 is prayers for practice. So mantra 17 and 18 is a more personal and a devotional prayer that I am facing so many obstacles because of my past conditioning, because of the way my mind and senses are dragging me here and there, and I need your help, oh my Lord. Therefore, please take me through all these obstacles. Kunal Prabhu, Mantra 17 translation.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Let this temporary body be burnt into ashes, and let the air of life be merged with the totality of air. Now, O my Lord, please remember all my sacrifices, and because you are the ultimate beneficiary, please remember all that I have done for you. Hare Krishna.
See, it's a very personal prayer that please remember all the services I have done. Please remember all the sacrifices I have done. So Prabhupada explains the law of the last thought. Anybody remembers what Bhagavad Gita verse is law of the last thought?
8.5.
Very good. 8.5 and 8.6 are the laws of the last thought. That 8.5 says, if you remember Krishna at the time of death, then you attain Krishna. Or 8.6 says, whatever else you will remember, that's what you will attain. So if a female remembers a male, whatever be the relation, whether it be father, spouse, child, fantasy, the female will end up getting a male body, or a male remembers a female, whatever be the relation, mother, spouse, daughter, fantasy, the male will end up getting a female body. Although there are other factors also, generally. So even if at the time of death, a devotee may not remember his service to the Lord does not forget him. So this prayer is given to remind the Lord of the devotee's sacrifice, although the Lord does not forget. But even if there is no such reminder, the Lord does not forget the service rendered by his devotees. But recognize that here now you have a personal relation and you are able to converse with the Lord, and therefore you are saying, Lord, please remember me, please remember my services. So that at the end of life, we are able to remember the Lord, and Lord remembers us, and we go back home, back to Godhead. Questions, comments, realizations on mantra 17? All right, last mantra on Sri Upanishad. Chaitanya Prabhu, mantra 18, translation. Chaitanya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. O my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, no, now I offer you all obeisances, falling on the ground at your feet. O my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions to my past sins, so that there will be no hindrance to my progress. Hare Krishna.
So the concluding prayer of the devotee who desired to achieve Krishna's mercy. So devotee humbly throws himself at the lotus feet of the Lord and begs for guidance, that help me free from my karma. When we practice spiritual life, our past reactions cause miseries in two ways. One is external, say the physical problems we face in material life. Example, we get sick or fracture or job issues or family issues or society issues. These are all external. And the other is internal, means psychological problems. Example, lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion. These may arise and drag us away. Very important to understand that we see external problems of others, but we do not see the internal problems of others. Therefore, I feel I am the only one struggling, that I have so many conditions to fight with, while other devotees seem to be so happy. Understand, the reality is that all of us are in trouble. All of us get miseries. The waves of past conditioning hit all of us. It's just that we don't have the vision to see somebody's heart. We don't have the vision to see somebody's internal problems. So as long as we are on this boat of Krishna consciousness, the gravity cannot pull us down unless we jump out of the boat. So there's an analogy explaining here about the boat, that what is this jumping out of the boat? Say if you give up devotional service or you make a hole in the boat. Making a hole in the boat means while you are doing devotional services, we privately keep indulging in sinful activities, or say we start shaking the boat. There are various ways to sink the boat. Or when there is a storm, instead of navigating away from the storm, we take the boat into the storm, meaning storm here is referring to that we go into tempting situation, which we know from scriptures are dangerous for us. Tempting means tempting sense gratification situations, which are dangerous while we are practicing devotional service. So we have to be mindful. We have to stay on the boat and not rock or sink the boat. So just because the boat of devotional service is strong does not mean we have to go into a storm. No, we have to be intelligent. Maya is very strong. We don't have to go into these tempting situations, into these storming situations. And when storm comes on its own accord, then we have to take shelter of Krishna. Then he will protect us. But if we go into tempting situation, then it is quite likely that we will fall away. Therefore, you cannot blame gravity. Rather, we have to take responsibility for our own actions. There is a process to protect us, that as long as we are on the boat of devotional services, following 4 regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, obstacles will still come due to past sinful reactions, but we have to guard ourselves. That's a quick overview of Mantra 18. Any questions, comments, realizations?
We just wanted to share in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada explains the Apichet Sudurachara verse with reference to Bhakti Vinod's commentary. And I'm like, I have always found that word confusing, but this explanation was very nice.
Yeah. Apichet Sudurachara verse is Bhagavad Gita 9.30. It's coming up in the next Bhagavad Gita class at batch 6 and 7. It's our last class on chapter 9 in batch 6 and 7. The next class is pretty heavy, where we'll have a fun conversation with this 9.30 verse. But yes, you are correct. Thank you for hearing with rapt attention as well as correlating. Yeah, that's very important to correlate. Rest of you?
But I also have a question from the purport. It says
Which purport are you referring to?
here in Ishopanishad, like it's either 17 or 18.
Okay.
There is a discussion that demigods and grace sages imperfectly consider Lord Krishna to be a powerful demigod, and sometimes they consider Brahman effulgence to be absolute reality. So, like, demigods are part of Lord's arrangement of this universal government. So, why do they not know the position of Lord?
Understand that not all demigods are pure devotees. Some demigods are pure devotees, such as Brahmaji, such as Yamraj. Yeah, they know Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. Rest of the demigods, I have explained that all demigods, including Brahmaji as a pure devotee, all demigods are at Jiva Tattva level. Now, demigods, we have also discussed in our demigod discussion from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3. I forget the chapter reference, where we read that demigods are Sakam devotees. So, rest of the demigods are not pure devotees. So, demigods are elevated than ordinary human beings like me, but they are not 100% pure, right? Except for the few demigods who are pure devotees. So, demigods are having power to manage the universe. That does not make them a pure devotee. Demigods are still Sakam devotees. They have certain pious credits or certain spiritual credits that have granted them the position of a demigod. But that does not mean that they know everything about spirituality. Pure devotee like Brahmaji or Yamraj, yes, they are demigod, but simultaneously they are pure devotee. Therefore, they will know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this discussion will come up actually in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, that the Ajamil pastime, that the Yamadutas went to arrest Ajamil because Ajamil was living a sinful life. But because Ajamil called out Narayan, he was calling out his son Narayan, but the name of the Lord Narayan is so powerful that Vishnu Dutas came to protect Ajamil. And Yamadutas, when they went back to Yamraj, and they were bewildered. They said, we thought you, Yamraj, to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, these are Yamadutas. They are direct servants of Yamraj. They are not some insignificant personalities. They are thinking Yamraj to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Yamraj goes on to clarify in 6.3.20 Srimad Bhagavatam that there are 12 personalities who are Mahajans, who know everything about spirituality. So 12 personalities include Brahmaji, Shiva, then Sukadev Goswami, Prahlad Maharaj, as well as Yamraj. I don't remember all the 12 right now. But understand that demigods are Sakam devotees. Not all demigods are pure devotees. Therefore, they will have certain conceptions as well. Yes, demigods are higher than ordinary humans like me, but they still are not 100% pure. Abhishek Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhuji. So just like when they come to pray to Lord Vishnu at different junctions in Bhagavatam, so that time also like some of them are not pure devotees, like
Yeah, you
they.
understand that there are millions of demigods, and you have to understand according to the context that some who are coming to pray to Vishnu, well, they will know, but other places, other demigods are being referred. It's not the same demigod being referred to one who is coming to pray to Vishnu and at other places where they are showing signs of ignorance. There are millions of demigods. You have to understand according to the context.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I also wanted to highlight that this point you shared that we see we see our internal and external problem, but when it comes to others, we only see their externals and ignore their internal, and that makes me think that I have so many problems that others don't, and then it creates problems in our dealings.
Yeah.
Nice point. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for hearing with rapt attention. All right, so go back to your Sri Isopanishad overview. What have we discussed in Sri Isopanishad? So Sri Isopanishad is an Upanishad. And Sri Isopanishad is also called as Ishavasya Upanishad, that everything belongs to the Lord and everything should be used in the service of the Lord. Sri Isopanishad is divided into three broad categories. The first category is vision, from invocation mantra to mantra number 8. Invocation is the foundation of knowledge of the Supreme Person. Mantra number 1, 2, and 3 is the practices for living entities. Mantra number 1 is Ishavasya principle. Mantra number 2 says live in harmony with the Ishavasya principle is beneficial. And mantra number 3 says living in disharmony with the Ishavasya principle is harmful. Mantras 4 and 5 is knowledge of the Supreme Person. Mantra 4 says the Lord is known only when he reveals. And mantra number 5 describe contradictions that prove his inconceivable potencies. Mantra number 6 to 8 is knowledge and practice of spiritual vision. Mantra number 6 is vision of Mahabhagavat. Mantra number 7 is consciousness of the Mahabhagavat, that he has Samadarshina vision. And mantra number 8 is Krishna's qualities which are known to Mahabhagavat. Then the second broad category is guidelines, which is mantras 9 to 14. Mantras number 9 to 11 talk about guidelines for knowledge. Mantra number 9 is real knowledge and pseudo knowledge, which is basically material world related knowledge. Mantra number 10 describes the results of knowledge and nescience are different. And mantra number 11 says that both nescience and knowledge are required to transcend the material world. In mantra number 10, the knowledge refers to spiritual knowledge, and the nescience, the knowledge and ignorance of material world described in mantra number 9 are combined as nescience. In mantra number 11, nescience refers to basic bodily needs. We need that. And knowledge refers to spiritual knowledge. Similarly, mantra number 12 to 14 is guidelines for practice, that different result is obtained by the worship of Sambhuti and Asambhuti. Sambhuti refers to Supreme Lord, and Asambhuti, depending on which mantra you're referring to, refers to demigod and Brahman effulgence. Mantra number 15 and 16 is prayers for knowledge. And mantra number 17 and 18 is prayers for practice. So this is one way of the overview of Sri Isopanishad. The other way are the broad categories of the overview of Sri Isopanishad is you can do it in three ways, that similar to the vision of invocation to mantra number 8 is obey the Ishvara and know the Ishvara. Then the guidelines for mantra number 9 to 14 is cultivate the right knowledge and do the right worship. And similarly, the C part of prayers from mantra number 15 to 18 is do the right prayers to get his mercy. Thus, we have completed Sri Isopanishad. Thank you all for tolerating. You all, or majority of you, have completed Bhagavad Gita, then Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, and Sri Isopanishad. I recommend that all of you should complete your Bhakti Shastri course, get this designation so as to take ownership of this philosophy so that you become a very successful preacher. Many of you are preachers. Prabhupada said in one of the talk which got posted in my Guru Maharaj's WhatsApp group recently, Prabhupada said that when you do preaching, you will face a lot of obstacles, that you will find a lot of opposing views. So to defeat opposing parties, from using scriptural guidance, you need a solid foundation and an ownership of this philosophy, then you'll be able to defeat. So yes, you all have studied all these scriptures. You already have a very solid foundation. And now if you complete Bhakti Shastri course, it will become very, very easy. I'll tell you my own experience that when I completed Bhakti Shastri course, in the whole class, I was the only one who had not studied any of these scriptures. Everybody else had studied all these scriptures and they were way ahead of me. So you all are not in that boat. You all have a solid, real solid foundation. And multiple devotees from other batches, from these various batches, they have completed, and some are in the process of completing, and they have all provided this same comment that our Bhakti Vriksha classes studying these scriptures provide a very solid foundation. And then Bhakti Shastri becomes very easy to complete. And many have actually completed. At least 2 I know have completed. The third one is just about waiting for the final exams to complete. That one I remember, others I don't remember. So you all should try to complete the Bhakti Shastri. So Sumnima is asking, where do we take the course? So Mayapur Institute runs courses. There are various options to do Bhakti Shastri course. You can attend the virtual classes, or you can do in-person classes. So some temples have in-person classes also. And another, for Bhakti Shastri at least, there is another option of listening to recording. So I posted the Mayapur website in the chat where upcoming courses are listed. And if you don't have the course listed right now, this website gets updated frequently. So you can just search for Bhakti Shastri courses. So these courses are generally virtual, that you have to attend a Zoom call. You have to attend classes, you have to complete assignments, you have to memorize verses, and then you have to also write a closed book exam. Versus there is also the option to listen to pre-recorded class recordings and then just appear for the exam. So there are various avenues for you to do these Bhakti Shastri courses. And they are also there in various languages. You can see on the website that there are some in South Indian language and some in Hindi language also. Majority are in English, but some options are also available for other languages. Sumnima and others.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, is it related with getting initiated or anything?
Yeah. So for second initiation, Bhakti Shastri course is mandatory. Not for first initiation. For first initiation, only the ISKCON disciple course is absolute mandatory, whosoever be your spiritual master. And for first initiation, certain other spiritual masters have their own courses. For example, my spiritual master is Vaisheshikadas Adhikari. He has his own series of modules that we should complete before we get qualified for first initiation. Not all spiritual masters have these courses to complete for first initiation. Some do, some don't. For second initiation, yes, Bhakti Shastri course is mandatory. Sumnima?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you.
So, as I stated at the start, that next Saturday, Sunday, July 12th Saturday and July 13th Sunday is Rath Yatra in Toronto. So we will not have classes on next Saturday, Sunday, July 12th and 13th. from following week, here at this batch number 5, Srimad Bhagavatam will start the new batch. So it's this batch number 5, Sundays, July 20 onwards, Toronto time 9:30 a.m., India time 7 p.m., Nepal time 7:15 p.m. All of you should take advantage of this and try to spread the word around. Of course, should have studied Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, you don't get the full relishing of Srimad Bhagavatam. And for the revision of Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, and Shishopanishad, I request all of you to join batch 3 and 4 from August 10th. So right now at batch 3 and 4, Bhagavad Gita revisions are going on. So batch 3 and 4 is Sundays just before this class. It is Toronto time 7 a.m., India time 4:30 p.m. and Nepal time 4:45 p.m. So after Bhagavad Gita will finish. So today we finished at batch 3 and 4 up to chapter 12. So 3 more classes and then Nectar of Instruction will start, and then so Nectar of Instruction revision will start at batch 3 and 4. You all should join there and pick up presentations slots. I will send you all link, Google link, where you can populate your names. And after Nectar of Instruction revision at batch 3 and 4, the following scriptural revision will happen for Nectar of Devotion, Shishopanishad, and Srimad Bhagavatam also. So I will share rest of the details as they become, as we get closer to those. Right now, the immediate is Nectar of Instruction. That's what I have shared. Everybody on the same page? Questions, comments, realizations? So I said this at today morning's class also, that there is no need to glorify me. I am just a servant. When you have to say something, you can just say Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. That's it. There's no need to glorify me for anything. I'm just doing a service. So normal process is that after every class, we should recite the Vaishnav Pranam Mantra. But since we are studying the scriptures all in as the entire scripture as one conversation, so we will all recite the Vaishnav Pranam prayers and end our class today. Unless somebody has any question, this is your last chance for today. Anybody has any questions, comments, realizations before we'll end our class today? Annapurni?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a question about demigods like Tirupati Balaji and Vishnu. They are not demigods, right? They are God himself.
So I'm not very familiar about South India. So understand that the Archa Vigraha forms, some are representing Vishnu or Krishna. They will not be demigods. But some you are praying as God, they are not necessarily at the Vishnu Tattva level. So they would not fall at Vishnu Tattva level. Plus, this analogy is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam about post office and the postal boxes that we have all over the city. So if you put your letter in an official post box of the local postal system, the mail will get delivered. But if you put your letter in any other box, there are other boxes also all around the city. You put your letter in any other box, well, that letter will not get delivered. With this analogy, Prabhupada is explaining that you have to be careful to worship authorized Archa Vigraha forms. Yes, there are various Archa Vigraha forms. You don't just have to worship Krishna or Rama or Narsimha or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No, there are various other authorized forms. You just have to ensure that it is authorized. So this question of Annapurni has been asked earlier also in previous batch about the Archa Vigraha forms in South India. And because I am not from South India, so I had asked the devotee to connect with Govind Mohini from the Toronto temple. She's from South India, so she knows more about that which particular temple is authorized and which particular temple is not. So unless this satisfies you, or you can let me know, and you can also connect with Govind Mohini again to get more details as to which one is authorized and which one is not authorized. Annapurni?
Yeah, it satisfies me, Prabhuji, because it is a Vishnu avatar, because we do the Vishnu Sahasranamam for him. And also...
just because you're chanting something does not make it authorized. Right? So authorized means that you have gone through the Pran Pratishtha process, you are in disciplic succession. That makes it authorized.
Oh, okay.
Just because you are chanting a particular mantra does not make you authorized.
Okay. And also the just significance for Ekadashi today, today's Devashani Ekadashi, does that mean God is going to rest for the next 4 months?
No, so it's not about resting the 4 months. The Ekadashi is to glorify a particular pastime where a personality, Ekadashi, came and saved God, although this was just a pastime. So I'm not an expert on all these technical details on Ekadashi. Therefore, our Siksha Guru, His Grace Bhakti Yoga Prabhu, has come in our batches multiple times to explain everything about Ekadashi. So you can either listen to past Ekadashi recording, or you can just wait, because I have already asked Bhakti Yoga Prabhu to come and talk about Ekadashi in recent, for our recent batches as well. So he's supposed to come very soon, but right now because of Rath Yatra, he's little occupied. So Bhakti Yoga Prabhu is going to come for two points. He's little behind than what he should have done. So one was the Sanskrit class, as well as for the Ekadashi plus how to take darshan. So he's supposed to come depending on his availability. You can just wait and ask that question to him, and he can guide you appropriately on that part. But I have not heard about the Lord sleeping. That I have not heard.
Thank you, Prabhuji. It's all the Chaturmash and all that.
All these are austerities. All these are austerities that we need to perform for our purification, right?
Okay. Yeah, I ask too many questions. I annoy myself as well asking questions. And
Nothing wrong. You are absolutely correct. Our Bhakti classes are open-ended. They are meant for you all to ask any and all questions. Plus, you also ask the questions appropriately, that not in a challenging manner, but in an inquiry manner, which we have discussed in Bhagavad Gita. That yes, you should ask any and all questions. Otherwise, how are you going to get your answers? Continue, Annapurni.
Thank you, Prabhuji. You have a block of ice on your shoulders. I'm not flattering you, but this is the reality. I don't think anybody can handle me with my questions. Thank you.
Yeah, again, all glories are always for Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. There's no need to glorify me. This again is an example of glorification, or when somebody says Danvat Pranam. Those are all glorification. You don't need to glorify me. I'm just doing a service that is given to me, and just Hare Krishna is good enough. Glorifying Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada is good enough.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I just like to keep in mind that Krishna is in everyone. So
very good. You are correct. All right. Any questions, comments, realizations, rest of you, or we stop for today?
Sorry, one more question. If we have any questions with this class. follow-up questions. I haven't been able to read it in advance. And if I have any questions when I read the purports today.
So I will post a Google link. It will become a challenge to answer these questions because our next class onwards, Srimad Bhagavatam will start, where our classes are intense and there is little to no time. But post your questions and we'll see how best to address the questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Matan Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. So I want to ask about the Brahman realization. So Krishna is the source of Brahman effulgence and everything. But how do these jnanis and yogis, they meditate, like impersonal form? Like how do they like meditate? I mean.
Yeah, so you already asked this question multiple times, and I have stated that Gyan Yoga is not the process, Ashtanga Yoga is not the process for Kali Yuga, so we don't need to spend a lot of time on this. And this is the reason why our scriptures have very little information about it. But I will briefly answer right now that Gyan Yogis, they have a lot of knowledge. They are pretty elevated. It's a valid process. They are pretty elevated. They are completely renounced. And what they do is that they focus on neti, that this is not spiritual, this is not spiritual, this is not spiritual, in trying to find what is spiritual. So they try to the negation path to ultimately come to realizing the soul and then reaching the effulgence. So that's the process that they follow. But there is very little information because our scriptures are bhakti scriptures. Therefore, there is a lot of details for bhakti related and very little about Gyan Yoga and Ashtanga. Ashtanga Yoga, there are still examples. Gyan Yoga, the only example I can think of is Uddhava, and that too also is very unique because Uddhava is not just doing Gyan Yoga. Uddhava is actually Gyan Yoga plus Bhakti Yoga. Uddhava is a pure devotee. So that's just an example, the only example I can think of from scriptures. Madan Prabhu?
Okay, thank you. So it's about Aham Brahmasmi. They meditate like on their Atma.
Yeah, they think I am Brahman. Yeah, because they want to merge with Brahman.
So that's different from Paramatma meditation.
Yeah, Paramatma meditation, they meditate on the super soul within. Paramatma meditation, there are many examples. Dhruv Maharaj is very, comes to mind because we are discussing in batch number 1 and 2. Yeah, Dhruv Maharaj was meditating on the Paramatma within, and when he attained full realization of the Paramatma within his body came out. So Dhruv Maharaj lost the vision of Paramatma. He said, where is Paramatma? And when he opened his eye, the Paramatma was standing in front of him. So yeah, they focus on the Paramatma within to meditate. And Srimad Bhagavatam gives a lot of description of Paramatma. So this is something I'm going to give to all of you in batch 6 and 7. In the next couple of classes when we discuss, I'm going to give you ahead of time in terms of meditation, which Lord Kapila has described in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3. So Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3, Lord Kapila is describing the Lord's form for Ashtanga Yogi to meditate. And Lord Kapila goes on to describe that devotees following Bhakti Yoga can also use the same to meditate on the Lord. You will realize that once I give you that and you read through all those, your meditation on the Lord's form will become very, very rich. And when Bhakti Yoga Prabhu will come and explain how to take darshan, and when you have those Srimad Bhagavatam verses with you, you will get goosebumps when you take darshan of the Lord, or at least you should, or you can. Potentially you would get goosebumps when you take darshan of the Lord this way. Matan Prabhu?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
All right. So we all will recite the Vaishnav Pranam prayers together that we have on the screen, both in Sanskrit and in English. So I request all of you to please unmute and recite together, all of us together. Vanchakalpatarupascha kripa sindhuvaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the devotees of the Lord.
Devotees of the Lord.
They can fulfill the desires of
everyone
like
just
desire,
life desire dream,
and they are
and
full
they
of
are
compassion
full
for
of
the
compassion for
fallen
the
souls.
fallen souls.
Thank you, everybody. Hare Krishna will stop here.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.